is your 21st, of February and 22nd of February daily guidance. I know I've been missing in action with the daily guidances and just pure anything in general, but I figured I kind of have my systems in place right now and troubleshooting, so I thought, hey, I'm able to do this. Why not do this? If you hear any background noise, I'm in a very different location. Okay, even everything's just kind of going to be different during this time. Hello and welcome to Pisces season. Pisces have been doing really, really well in my life, I think. Pisces are on the right track. They are making major moves. Maybe I should do like a Pisces season reading. I should do that. In any case, yeah, I'm really proud of my Pisceans. You guys are moving, and you're moving forward in your finances, in your just general kind of life, career, destinies, purposes. I'm really proud of you guys. I have a lot of Pisceans in my life, and you guys are moving. Okay, so whatever's going on in your world, I'm not sure in the specifics, but you're definitely moving. I think I will do a Piscean reading. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. So, may you please have guidance for today, the 21st and the 22nd of February, please. What is the thread that binds? What is our guidance for these days, please? Codependency. And at the top of the deck, is getting to know each other. Alright, very interesting. Oh, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. As you know, I read the romance angels in a pretty unique way. I don't read them just as romance. The romance angels speak to me and tune into me in a non-romantic way a lot of the times. But obviously it cannot be denied that they are romance cards. Oh my god. Girl, you rude AF. Let me see if I can close the window actually. Hold on. So it's less noisy now, but it's also less airy. And I really liked the air coming in the room, so we'll have to figure it out. Can I open this one? Hey, I don't want any critters coming in. I think anyway, sorry about that. So, codependency. I read the romance angels in a different type of way. They speak to me differently. Here we have, I mean, look at this. This camera quality is amazing. Here we have a woman who looks kind of over it. She looks like she's, to me it feels like she's leaving actually something behind. And she's saying her last farewell. You can physically let go of something, right? You can physically distance yourself from someone, something, some situation, but you can physically distance yourself, but there's still the connection of it in your essence. There's still the connection of it to your psyche, and your thoughts, your mentality. You think about it, it stays with you. Even if you've left it, it stays with you. That's why when it comes to timing and just time, sometimes some old energy can still be in our energetic field, because a part of us is still attached. A part of us is still there. A part of us is still sort of in that situation, living it over and over and over again. What are you attached to, and what are you releasing? I feel like this is actually a message of release here with codependency. I do. This feels like a good codependency. This feels like a freeing codependency. She feels like she's saying her last goodbyes. At least she's in the phase of saying her last goodbyes, because even last goodbyes are not just a one and done. Definitely there's that moment where it's done, but that moment has come from several moments of being done. I feel like the funny thing is we're kind of looking at the season. Now this is Western astrology as opposed to, what is it? Eastern, or is Eastern the zodiac? Like in the Chinese zodiacs. I actually don't know. It doesn't matter. We're sort of looking back either at the past, what's been done, reflecting on it, and still, yes, releasing in a way, but still attached to it. Still in this sort of essence where, because if you've been watching the dailies, where we're going is this way, right? The forward moving cards are facing this way. The ones that are looking this side is not where we're meant to be anymore. This is over and done. She's looking this side with her back resting on, on a block, something that's blocking her from moving this way. If she sat like this in the inverse sort of way, she has nothing to lean on here. She can't sit like this. She has to get up and go in this direction. She can't maintain this posture in this way. She would have to be upside down. She would have to be in reverse, where she's fully sort of removed herself in a way and is moving in this direction. In any case, what I see from codependency is a farewell, a goodbye. But if you know anything about goodbyes, sometimes they are they are long. I used to do a radio show with a friend, and we would spend we would have to start saying goodbye 20 minutes before the show was over. When she and I are talking, and other friends of mine and I are talking, we'll spend an hour saying goodbye, because as soon as you say goodbye, some other topic comes up. When you're really good friends with someone or really connected, saying goodbye is difficult because there's always something more to talk about. It's like something else really has to take you out of the situation in order for you to really say, this is, goodbye and we're hanging out. Even then the conversation continues via text, unless you're going to sleep. This to me feels like a goodbye phase where you're still we're still feeling the sense of attachment, not so much attachment, but like we're still a little bit tethered. It's a forward moving attachment. It's like looking at the past, looking at the most recent, looking at how things have been, and being like, yeah, I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to say au revoir. I'm ready to bid it adieu. I'm ready to, I'm over it. And there's a stage of being over it before you're actually over it. If you have to say I'm over it, sometimes like you're not fully over it. You're in the energy and the essence and the time period of over it, but you're not crossed over so much so that you don't even bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you're still bringing it up, you're still sort of tethered to it. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not getting any bad vibes here. Obviously, it depends on your individual situation. But it doesn't feel like it doesn't seem to me, again, the dailies have been quite soft. It doesn't seem to me, even though this is a heavy, devil toxic card, it is. With her, when I look at her, look at her. She looks over it. She's stopped smelling these roses. She's looking at it being like, you know what? That eye squint? You know what? And she's playing with her little chest area and just, being nonsensical about it. But in her mind, she's like, I'm just, just done. Let me pull one more card. The Tower. The Lovers. I would read codependency. The Chariot. Moving forward. I love that. I love that, man. I love it. She's kind of over it. She's in the phase of like being over it. And yes, still tethered. I do believe she's still sort of tethered. But the Chariot is moving her right along. At the very least, the Chariot is coming for her to take her away from whatever this she's looking at, whatever has been, whatever she was holding these flowers for, whatever she was eagerly awaiting. The Chariot is being like, nah, baby, I'm coming. I'm coming. We gonna take you out. So I'm gonna read both of these to you, actually. Because I like. Codependency says, this card answers your question in perhaps a surprising way because addictions are the culprit behind the issues you're attempting to resolve. What I see from this is also being so used to thinking about something that it can be hard to let it go because, again, the first and last is the same. Thought, that seed, those feelings, that thought. Before you do something, you've thought it over, you've thought of something, and therefore you do it. Before you let go of everything, you may have physically removed yourself from it. The last thing to go is that thought piece. So there's sort of this addiction is another word, not really, it is another sort of form of being so used to something that it's been there all along. The Chariot here, I feel like on the back of the Chariot, he's bringing this cup. Here it's looking like, I don't know, I know this is probably not what it is, but this looks like a healing symbol. Not to say that he's bringing healing, but I feel like he's bringing something else. He's taking you away for sure. Dragging this woman. If this bed can only be, like I was saying, she faces this way. This bed is what she's leaning on. He's coming to drag her ass this way. She is in the chariot, right? He's the chariot master with the whipping the horses and taking her to her destination. But she has not yet left the destination. She's still looking at where she's been, but it's getting smaller and smaller. You know, she's saying, you know what? It's getting smaller and smaller. You know how it is when you're leaving something? It's big at first because you're so close to it, and then it gets smaller as you look at it. That's what I was nice. Thank you for coming through. That's kind of, I like that. So even though she's still tethered and attached to something, she's not. She's in that energy of moving away from it. You know, like that's where she's at. She still may bring it up. She still may say she's over it. But it's again that energy where if you have to say you're over it, you're still sort of on that journey, on that road. She's still on that road. But the chariot is definitely taking her out of there. So this is nice. This could be your own craving for a substance or unhealthful behavior. Or it could be that your partner's addictions are impacting your love life or your life. So this could be other people's addictions, other people's patterns affecting how you manage you. And maybe your old patterns affecting how you manage you, your old sort of comfortabilities. This could also be, you know, that moment being like not new month, but new season or new something. We had the full moon recently, and this kind of makes sense for some full moon stuff, you know, in that you had a release, I had a release, a sort of illumination of something, some sort of, I didn't do a new moon reading, but there's been that sort of release. The last reading that I did, the 18th and 19th, if you go to Colette Baron Reed's channel, those two cards that I pulled from the Goddess Oracle deck were actually in her weekly in the same order that I pulled them. So this energy is real. I feel like the other two cards help cover what the energies were, but in any case, this guy coming to pull us away. We're on this journey, moving towards leaving what's been. And I know this has been the story, but it's kind of like making those decisions in those quiet, still moments where you're like, you know what? Like, I can't keep living my life like this. I can't keep eating my sorrow. I can't keep eating my frustration. I can't keep moaning about my money. I can't keep keep living life like this. In whatever way it's been, I gotta start doing something. And being in that energy of being like, I gotta start, I can't keep, and that knowing full well that that's on the road. Like, you're on the road. You have yet to reach that sort of destination, but you're headed in that direction. This card could also be an indicator of childhood experiences in an addictive family. Addictions numb the part to pain, but they also diminish its capacity to love. Since love is the basis of your romantic partnership, addictions become a barrier to moving forward, true emotional intimacy. This is especially true if you're twisting yourself in knots to please a person whose dependency has lessened his or her capacity for happiness. that no-win situation will negatively affect your self-esteem and your own happiness if you continue. Fortunately, lots of support is available worldwide in the form of 12-step meetings and other addiction support fellowship models. Whether it's you or your romantic partner who has the addiction, you can find free groups near you through internet searches, or by contacting a local community health center. That's beautiful, actually. That's really nice. Come through, romance angels. Y'all keep it real. I am going to read the Chariot as well. This took longer than I expected it to. A warrior in his silver armor rides upon a chariot drawn by sphinxes. In his right hand he holds a Seduces? Oh, girl. Through which he channels his will to drive the sphinxes forward. Awesome. Without this guidance, they pull in opposite directions. Positive and negative energies striving away from each other like magnets. In the sky above is Ursa Major, the Great Bear, also called the Plow, among many other names. The Plow? Citing this constellation makes it easy to find the North Star, legendary star of guidance. The North Star shines from the charioteer's brow. He is his own star of guidance, navigating only by desire. And that's what I'm saying. At least I really like that. It's you are in this phase, and that phase is helping you move forward. The chariot, you are in the chariot. The chariot is taking you. You're being led, but it's also being led definitely by your will to move forward. So know that even though your mind may keep going back, or you may be triggered by certain things, or whatever it is that's going on for you, know that you are moving forward, and it is your will that is moving you forward. Because there is a difference between this side and this side of the chariot. It's time to take charge of your own destiny. This is very much a you thing. The stars are aligned for you to step into a greater personal power and to make real progress in your life's journey. But you need to keep your eyes on the road and not be distracted by trivial concerns. Things are speeding up. It's an exciting time with great potential for success. Exactly. So that whole spiel that we've noticed, if you've been watching the dailies and you've been following the bouncing ball, we've noticed that when Lou starts talking random shit in the beginning of a reading, it turns out to be a channeled message, a precursor that has to do with the reading. So why I say that is I've been proud of my Pisceans. They're moving forward. They're doing a lot of things. The Pisceans in my life, the Pisceans that when I do, I haven't done a general reading for the channel, but when I see the Pisceans in my life, they're really sticking out. They're really shining, and I'm so proud of them. They're doing well, and that is the message for you. I am proud of you. Spirit is proud of you because you are doing well. Things might not be 100%, but what you are doing, you are moving towards doing it and doing it well, and it is in your path. Okay? That's all of us, not just the Pisceans. This energy seems to be the Piscean energy that I've personally been feeling for Pisceans. So, claim your Pisces. I'm not a Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon, I think, depending on where you're looking. So I'm going to claim this and be like, okay, I'm going to take this. Okay, so take it. I wish you everything. Keep your light on, and good luck.